Greetings, welcome to my channel at aplacetodock. I'm Julia, and today I am making time to unbox the Magic Lantern Sibilla deck. And let's take a look at this together. This is, I'll just show you. It is a 52 card deck, and it is based on the Italian La Vera Sibilla, and it is actually more in English. And the way I see in my limited understanding so far is that Tarot is more like an overall answering questions, where Kipper might be telling a story, and Lenormand is really specific. But by reading this here, it to me says that Sibilla is the shrewd observer, squarely telling the truth. So this will be a lot of fun. So this is actually in English, and the La Vera Sibilla is actually, I think, Italian. So this is really nice to learn with this deck, and let's just see what it all looks like. I'm pretty excited actually to open this, and I hope everything works well as I do this. Okay, so you can take a read on that while I'm ripping the plastic off. Okay. I think these are so gorgeous. I am so excited. Okay, garbage on the floor. Here we go. So this is a beautiful, the box feels great, and I'm just wondering, yes, it's magnetic. So here we go. It opens as such, and here it says, "Welcome to the Magic Lantern Show. Just as the traveled magic lantern men of the 19th century provided public displays of life in their other regions of the world, so these little cards can project ways of divining on everyday life." And here is the book. I will be honest, it says 52-week course. That kind of scares me. But anyways, I'm sure it's enjoyable. And you can see here, this is almost an inch thick. It is a big, hefty, heavy book. And it is by Caitlin Matthews, and the artwork is by Anastasia Kashian, and nothing on the back. So let's just check in here. It says here, "To all who love these little chattering cards," and it was in 2025. So there we go. Okay, so we have a foreword. Part 1, Approaching Sibyl's Cave. Part 2, From the Sibyl's Lore. Part 3, In Fortune Ranks We Stand. So this one looks here, Learning a New Language, Lessons 1 to 13, Heading Up the Mountain, What the Fire Speaks, Rounding the Summit. Part 4, At the Feet of Sibyl. So, wow, whoa, look at this. Okay, so these are the figures. Okay, and divinatory health warning. Don't use them unless you are prepared for all this. Okay, these are not cards to give cozy answers. However, if you want the truth, then these cards are good companions. Like proper streetwise friends, they will always be frank with you. And here we have a list of Magic Lantern Sibilla cards and their names in English and Italian. Oh, that's great. So they can compare it to the other deck from the La Vera Sibilla. And I didn't know, so here we have the playing card inserts as well, the ace to the queen, hearts, clubs, diamonds, and spades. Okay, so part 1 is the deep dive into the cave. Introducing the Sibilla. Okay, so I'm going to have to read this and see what it's all about, because it will be a learning curve. So I'm just going to flip through this just to give you an idea what is here. Oh, it does say reversals. Old friends, returning cards, and what to do with them. If you are practicing frequently with your cards, you will occasionally have a card or two that keeps returning. This may happen because you are shuffling. Your shuffling has its own pattern, allowing that old friend to return because it is just a sticky card. If this is the case, then reorder the cards by dealing them out into piles of 6, picking up each pile in random order, which tends to unstick the cards. Okay, that's a wonderful little idea. Okay, so then we have the suits and the modalities. Hearts, clubs, diamonds. The heartfelt suit, the clubs are the confidence, the diamonds are the material concerns, and the spades are the suit of trouble and sorrow. Okay. All right, I want to get looking at the cards, but I really do want to know what's in those books. Okay. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. Pillar, hinge, and pillar, the central topic, and how the question plays out, and what led up to the question. Okay, okay. And then we have the hearts. So I think they're now going to explain the cards. Yeah, so then we have the hearts card. Okay, so now we can kind of flip through that because we're going to know what we can learn from that as we go on our journey for 52 weeks. Oh my. So, and then heading up the mountain, the tendency of reversals and their function. When the fire speaks. Okay. Plural making cards. Madman. Oh, this is going to, okay, we're going to get going here. I want to see what the cards look like because I think they're absolutely stunning from the pictures I've seen. Okay, it looks like you can make an astrological house spread with these as well. Excellent. Awesome. Okay, so this is going to be an amazing resource to help us learn our journey. Okay, so let's take the cards out. And it's a lovely box. I'm sure I won't be using the box in the long run here. All right, so here we go. Okay. I think they are in their suits. So since I like hearts, we're going to start with the hearts cards. Okay. Wow, they're nice size. Okay, what do I have to compare it with? I will get a tarot card here. Oh, it happens to be the Nine of Cups. How about that? So this is the black and gold tarot. So it's a normal standard card. So it's just a little smaller than a tarot card. Lovely. Okay, so let's look. All right. And what I'm going to do is prop it up on here. Okay, so conversation is Ace of Hearts. I'm sure you can read the words too. House. Viewpoint. These are really pretty. Well, I don't know if this is straight. Love. I think in the other one it was Cupid, but yeah, same. Gladness of heart. Money. Scholar. Hope. Isn't that interesting? Hope, because it's got the anchor there as well. Love it. Okay, loyalty, which is a dog. That's similar to me to Lenormand. Constancy. Oh, that's an interesting picture. Okay, lover. Oh yeah, I love it. Beloved. And see what she's doing? She's looking at her in her hand, her necklace with the picture on it. And gentleman, wealthy, of course. Look at the house. And then we have, like they said, the aces are the spades, and they are sorrow. So we have sorrow, old lady, widower. I can see that these are specific, and then can you imagine being listened to by the widower if they are listening cards? Sickness. Death. Wow, that's actually interesting. It's nice that they have the flowers because you don't always see that in a coffin card. Size. Misfortune. Indeed. Despair. Prison. Soldier. Enemy. I kind of like that. Look at that. It kind of kept the Italian there. Zircus Pagliacci. Rival. Ooh, and she's looking like she's watching you. And the priest. He doesn't look like a happy priest. Okay, so then let's see these ones. Okay. Do. All right. Okay, so the clubs are marriage. Here we have marriage. Put these here. Marriage. Pride. Oh, that's such a gorgeous card. Journey. Oh, I love it. Look at the long journey he's come. Friend. Fortune. Lady Fortuna. Oh, he's painting her. Love it. Comforting surprise. Food home for supper. Great consolation. Reunion. I don't think she's too sure about that. Vino. Merriment. 9 of clubs. Levity. I will say the thickness is thick, which is lovely. They will last a long time. Levity. I really like that. The servant. Young woman is the queen of queen of clubs. She's going into the garden. And the king of clubs is the doctor. And then we have the diamonds, which are the pentacles. So we have ace. I wonder what's in there. Anyways, ace of diamonds. The letter, number 2, gift of jewelry. 3, falsehood. There's always got to be something there that's got trickery in it. And here we have melancholy, yes, sitting by the graveside. And thoughts. She looks like she's a scientific woman with the picture on the wall. And child. Maid. Madman. Thief. And of course, there's the thief. He's coming into your safe. Coming in the window. And the messenger. The mailman. The lady. The queen of diamonds. And we have the merchant. Of course, the king of diamonds, which is the king of pentacles. So there you go. Those are a look at the cards. Now, I am going to pause and just get myself organized, and maybe let's do a quick reading. Okay, so here we are. We are back with the Magic Lantern Sibilla. Okay, and I was reading the book a little bit because we need to have a general understanding before we even do first reading. And it says here, in this unique box set, the accompanying guidebook is a complete learning course designed to progressively teach beginners to build their reading skills and learn each card in detail over the course of a year, whether in questions in love, work, or play. In the face of the unexpected, La Vera Sibilla has the reputation of being a shrewd observer and squarely telling the truth. The master this fascinating historic cartomancy system and prepare to discover a strikingly accurate reading experience unlike any other. So this will be interesting. One thing I wanted to note, I wanted to show you first of all, this is the backs of the decks, which I kind of forgot to show you before, but they are really pretty and they do shuffle nicely. The side is just normal and you can hear, I always like to hear it. You can tell how thick it is. It's not too slippery. Okay. Money. Okay. So the deck shuffles nicely, and I will show you it partially shuffles this way. They're kind of thick, but they do not go the other way very well. So that's okay. just to show you, they are thicker cards. Okay, so we're going to do a 3-card reading. I'm going to explain the brief. I'm going to read it actually so you can see it with me. All right, so here we have the cards function in practice. Okay, the most traditional method of reading small oracles from the 19th century is simply laying the cards in lines of normally odd numbered cards in 3s, 5s, 7s, or 9s. For this simple reason is that the center card of an odd numbered line represents the hinge or the focus of the line. Okay, so, and then I'm just going to show you here, like we saw before. I think you may have seen it. The hinge card is the one in the middle, the theme, or the focus. Okay, so the hinge will most often speak about the question, any obstacle or solution to the question, and what it is opens the door, like a hinge, okay, the door of a hinge, to the reading. The pillars will support the lintel over the door so that the hinge can open. They will reveal the cause or the working out of the question, as well as sometimes showing that the cards are talking about another issue entirely. There should be a resonant harmony between the hinge and the pillars. Here is the shape of what the 3-card would look like. And I'm going to read this as well. We look first at the center card, number 2, in order to learn whether the line speaks about the question. Then we check cards 1 and 3 to see if they support the question. We do this first because sometimes Sibilla spontaneously answers the unasked question that is in the querent's mind, rather than the one they are actually asking. If we find that the cards are talking about something else, we can check if the querent has something on their mind and mention the topic from the center card. Okay, so what we're going to do, I think we're going to do them face down. I think that's what they mean by that, and then you turn them over. So let's do a reading for what this deck wants us to know. Okay, so I'm just going to show you. It says it's a friend. Okay, so here we go. We're going to pull 3 cards and put them in the middle, and then we're going to have number 1 and number 2 and number 3. Okay, so we're going to first see what the message is that we need to know. Okay, so it is about misfortune. I was in my mind thinking about Mercury retrograde. So let's, because it just started yesterday. Okay, so perhaps there's a misfortune in our lives. Perhaps something has been off kilter, and now we're going to see why. Okay, so a lover. So maybe in the past, a lover has come and made something happen so that we had to have a misfortune, and then we feel down and out. But let's see what the answer is. A conversation. Okay, so yes, so when, here I can understand, so when you have a misfortune with someone that you really care about, then you want to have the conversation with them so you can work out a solution. Okay, so if we did a 5-card reading, okay, since I pulled 2, we're just going to put them like that. If it was a 5-card reading, these 2 go together. Okay, so he might have been the one that's more in despair that caused the misfortune. So we don't know really why. But here we have, if you find he is a real, I would say he's a gentleman. And once he talks these things out, you're going to work things out. But he has been having some despair over some issue, and it has caused a misfortune in your friendship. That's what I would say. So there we go. That is an example of the Magic Lantern Sibilla, and there's lots more to learn. Absolutely. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I hope you enjoyed these cards, and let me know if you get them and what you feel about them yourself. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up and share it with someone. I appreciate that, and have a great day. Bye for now.